To everyone who said my voice is relaxing, thank you. I truly appreciate it. Never would have thought that. But I cannot promise you it's going to remain that way during this recap. Hi, I'm Alikin. I'm your favorite online friend, but right now you do not care about that. We are here to talk about mess. So let's. It would be a crime for me to not talk about Chidi and Renee first, I think. Renee has reached her breaking point with Victoria, and she still wants Chidi to move into the hotel room with her. But since he hasn't given her a real answer, she's going to try to force his hand by packing and leaving.
He says he loves me, but now it's time to prove it.
Chidi tells Renee that he needs to sleep on it for the night, and even if he does go, he needs to get his things together, like his clothes and some money for the hotel room. I personally think that he's trying to stall or find a way to pacify her, but Renee immediately is set off and is so disrespectful with it.
The clothes and even the money for the hotel.
You act like you have a whole wardrobe. You got like three pairs of panties, 2 pairs of socks, and a couple t-shirts. Like, what do you want?
Chidi is just quiet because he doesn't want to argue, and he knows that arguing back with Renee or saying anything to her honestly is just going to fuel her being argumentative and combative even more. So he's just sitting there quietly.
Unfortunately, she's the type that doesn't hear people out.
Literally how I'm looking at Renee right now. Chidi says in the calmest tone that he can discuss it with Victoria and her husband, and Renee is not trying to hear any of it. And it's clear from what how he's saying it, it's that he's not trying to ask permission, more so that he's just going to say, hey, it's reached this point, I'm going to go to the hotel room with Renee. And also I'm pretty sure he has to ask them for money for a hotel room, because it sounds like even if he went to the hotel, he was going to get his own room, and I don't blame him. Renee threatens him further by asking if he wants to lose her by playing these little games, and says that she wants a man that can make his own decisions and move when he wants to move.
I'm looking for a man. I'm looking for a man that can make his own decisions and move on. You still got to ask mommy and daddy in the next room, okay?
Ma'am, you are dealing with a blind man that literally needs a caregiver and does not have a job. And that is no diss to Chidi whatsoever. He can't help his situation. But bitch, if you wanted a man that can get up and move and go when he wants to, you went damn near the polar opposite, don't you think? Chidi says, okay, you're moving out. How is that going to help our relationship? And Renee says being there with the family isn't helping their relationship. And she feels like an intruder in his pants, an intruder in his home.
I feel like an intruder. 1, an intruder in your pants, and 2, an intruder in the house, okay?
Tell me this, because sex wasn't brought up at all. Why is that still the first thing you go to, ma'am? I feel like an intruder in your pants and an intruder in your home. How is sex still the first thing that you bring up in the midst of y'all having your biggest fallout yet? Why is that the first thing on your mind? Chidi tells Renee he doesn't want to leave the house. And Renee says, it doesn't matter what you want. When you refuse to be with me in a certain location, I'm done.
Babe, I don't want you to leave.
Well, it doesn't matter about what you want. Like I said, it's all about action.
Babe.
When you refuse to be with me in a certain location, I'm done.
Good. We all pray for this. Yay, be done. Renee starts bringing Victoria in it, saying, make sure your sister doesn't go over there and check on me. And Bernard just strolls into the room.
We can't even be in the same room, okay?
Wait.
Make your sister won't go over there and check on me either. Why the fact that she's checking on you and making
She's my sister. She has the right to check up on me.
I don't care what.
She made everything comfortable for us.
I love Bernard. I do. I think he's my favorite person. He's my favorite person after Niles this season and Chidi. Like, Bernard is a real motherfucker. Like, you could just tell. Bernard walked in like, I heard something about my wife. What was said? Just look around. Like, exactly. That's the energy. Correct. Chidi is clearly starting to get frustrated with the situation because he's speaking up now. And also, he brought his sister into it. I'm guessing that's why he started to speak up and defend her. Chidi's like, Victoria made everything comfortable for us. She's make sure the place is clean. She's giving you her room. And Renee, what? Isn't trying to hear it. Exactly.
What?
She made everything comfortable for us.
Okay.
All the time she comes to mom the room and
You
clean up
can
everything.
think whatever you want. Put it in your head, okay?
No.
She's an intruder, okay? Play with yourself.
Renee says Victoria is controlling Chidi and he just can't see it. And that's why she's always checking up on him.
I don't know why Chidi can't see the truth about his sister. She's controlling Chidi. That's why she's always checking on him. and I'm the bad guy for trying to break him free?
I'm pretty sure she's constantly checking up on him because she's trying to make sure you haven't sacrificed her little brother to your cannibals and your vampires that you brought up before you came. I too would constantly be checking on my little brother to make sure the crazy bitch that he brought home doesn't have his blood and guts trailed all over my home. I would not be able to sleep with this bitch in my house. I'm sure Victoria can't either. Like, I'm sure everyone except those kids in that house are terrified of that lady. I know they are. Renee and these hands in Chidi's face, they make me want to smack the taste out of her mouth.
You see now, you said
I can tell, like, she hasn't done this to the right person, because somebody would have backhanded the piss out of you by now. Keep your hands out of people's faces. You're gonna have an ugly ass outcome one day. I hope you do. You deserve. Anyway.
I am beginning to believe that Renee's problem with my sister has nothing to do with my sister nor anyone else. This problem is deeply rooted in her.
Chidi, yes. She has a lot of problems deeply rooted within her. You knew that before she got here, babes. You knew that. You were well aware. Once again, I'm still not sure how we got to this show, but we're here now, so whatever. Bernard, as always, is trying to be the mediator and is telling Renee, I know you need space to vent.
I understand you need some space to vent.
No, did you not just see how he yelled at me? I'm done with him.
And this raggedy wench has the nerve to be like, no, do you see the way that he just yelled at me? I'm done. Bitch, you've been yelling at everybody since you fucking stepped in Nigeria. Are you kidding me? You're mad that he rightfully matched your energy after you've been yelling at him for 2 days straight now? Victoria tells Renee off and does it very, very nicely.
He
What
feels,
was wrong?
okay, now it's a middle thing. Now it's a middle
You
thing.
treated this guy.
You took everything out of hand.
You talked to him.
You can,
It's
okay.
the way you cuss him.
Why are you inviting me?
It's the way you yell at him.
I knew Renee was acting crazy with Chidi. I knew it. And I knew that's why Victoria was constantly checking up on him. No, he's not going to a hotel room with you. He's not going anywhere with you. You are already abusive towards him in front of his family and in front of cameras. Girl, no, he's not going anywhere with your crazy ass. Renee starts to truly spiral after Victoria steps in, because you know that's enemy number one in her eyes.
Why did you invite me if you hate me? Why did you get on the phone? You say, I love you.
Of course you know.
I love you. Come over. We want you. I don't like you because you do this and that.
When Renee started waving her finger in Victoria's face, saying, calm down, girl.
Calm down, girl.
Renee is no better than that ugly ass old lady that Usman was first with whenever he came on 90 Day Fiancé. What was her name? What was that old bitch name? Baby girl Lisa. She's no better. Because remember, baby girl Lisa was calling Chidi. Remember, baby girl Lisa was calling Usman the hard R when the cameras weren't around? Yeah, this bitch gives the same energy, because that boy and girl that she loves to throw around, you know what the fuck you're saying. You're from the United States. You know exactly the history of those words towards black people. I already don't like her. This bitch is racist to boot. Bernard tells Renee in the nicest way, you are not about to sit up and talk about my wife like this. And that's what Renee wanted from Chidi, but she doesn't seem to understand. One, they're married and have been, I'm sure, for a little while now. Two, bitch.
Hold on, Rayne. You are talking to my wife. You understand? It's actually my wife you're addressing this way.
Yeah, you better stick up for me here.
And this will prove right here. My girl is a scientist, dear.
Did I not always tell you that I always had a feeling about sisters? And this moment right here will prove the feeling that I had the entire freaking time.
Renee says she was going to come back tomorrow, but since Victoria is playing games, then she's done. She accused Chidi of playing games with her. She just put this man through all of this emotional turmoil, saying how she was leaving, how he's going to lose her forever, all of that, and then turns around and saying, I was going to come back tomorrow. What are you talking about? But he's been the same this whole time. And we know that she knew Chidi was not going to have sex with her on this trip. She knew that before she came. Despite what she tried to say or how they tried to make it seem on the show, they both let it be known. You knew that man was not going to give you any. Why are you acting such a fucking fool now? It's because she thought she could convince him otherwise. She thought that her presence and her beauty in person was just going to wow him, and he was just going to give up his vow of celibacy. Bernard is still trying for a resolution. I don't know why. And Renee says there's nothing to resolve. She asked Bernard, how would you like it if when you and Victoria's first started your relationship, the whole family was in it and they were all against you? Then there's a gear switch, and there's not even an edit that I could detect because I'm always on the lookout for a dub or edit, like cut and stuff like that. I did not see it. But that's when she really starts showing her true colors. And scared.
Huh? Would you like that? And they said, don't go with him. Don't go with her. She's this, she's that. Don't go. Like, do this, do that. Let me tell you this. When Earth first started, and yeah, roll your eyes. Good.
Obviously, the people in the house are used to her delusions because you can tell by Victoria's eye roll. You know she's been in there telling them all types of crazy shit, and they've just been dealing.
Roll your eyes. Good. Like I said, when Earth first started, it wasn't a program. Welcome to your program, okay?
What does that mean? I have been on Twitter since 2009. I have encountered all types of thoughts, many that should never be repeated, many that should have never even been typed out for human consumption. But I've never heard this before. This was a new one for me. Bernard, ever the patient man, says he doesn't want Renee to destroy a relationship that it took 5.5 years to build. Renee says, you can say I destroyed it, but in the end, you'll see the truth. After this, I was going to put a clip of Akon's Blame It On Me, but then I remembered what the fuck that song was about. So we're just going to move on. Chidi is in disbelief. He's torn because he knows this woman is absolutely insane, but he does still love her. I don't know why, but it really did hurt him when she left.
Is this real?
I want to move on with my life. I don't want to fight.
I want us to just cool off and talk.
I love you. I always will, Chidi, and I wish the best for you, but I'm done.
Renee is crying in the car and says she wants to throw up. Of course she does. When will she ever find another perfectly blind black man that will accept her for her true self?
I want to throw up, but I need to do the pain so I won't hurt for long.
What 2012 Tumblr quote is this, girl? It truly astounds me that Renee has never had a true romantic relationship before Chidi. It just escapes me as to why these men would never really want to settle down with her and build something real with her. Anyway, don't come back, Renee. We're sick of your shit. She also tried to say both she and Chidi were uninvited to the tell-all, and I call BS. Maybe your crazy ass was. If anyone wasn't invited, it would be you because they want to protect the cast. You're crazy. I would personally love to host a 90-day tell-all because I feel like they don't get down to the nitty-gritty. Like, they don't ask the real questions that we need to know the answers to. No disrespect to Sean, but she never holds anyone's feet to the fire, and I'm sick of it. We shouldn't have to rely on Angela acting a fool and abusing her partner for the tell-all to be entertaining. Please notice my air quotes because I think it's very, very irresponsible and gross that they aired that instead of just letting it be some evidence for a court case, but nobody asked me, so. Oh look, it's the one couple I'm rooting for. Poor Niles is stuck in the bathroom because he's not used to the local food. Been there. Once he's out, Matilda is like, I was trying to throw this pussy on you last night, but you turned me down. What's up with that?
You dug me yesterday.
Say again?
You dug me. I wanted to have sex with you, but you refused.
Niles says they were half naked and getting into things, but he stopped so that they could remain responsible and abstain still before they're married.
Let's say I didn't keep a cooler head. I really head.
Niles has had issues in the past with having sex too soon, so he wants to do things differently this time.
Dad, please cover your ears. Can we put that part in before we start talking about this?
Niles says with his ex-girlfriend, the sexual aspect of the relationship became the only aspect of the relationship. And I'm wondering if she's also neurodivergent and like hyper-focused on their sex life. Because that's a thing. Niles basically said he put that thing on that girl and she didn't know how to act. She was getting real possessive. She wanted him to bang it out 6 times a day.
I'm only human. No, I cannot go 6 rounds every single day. We are not designed. I don't think we men are designed to do that.
6 rounds is absolutely insane. I too would be out of here. Who the Was your ex Adina Howard?
I thought I was a freak. Dina wanted all day, every day.
I need it in the morning as my cup of coffee, and I need it at night for my sleeping pill. But if I can get it in between morning and night, I'm like, that's the icing on the cake.
Girl, what do you mean 6 times a day? They've agreed to wait until they're married to have sex. But Niles is wondering how Matilda's going to feel about that once he lets her know that he wants to postpone the wedding.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're very welcome, Mommy.
I love that she's adventurous and he's like the one who's concerned about the risks. I think she's gonna make him like come out of his shell a bit more. I believe that's what's gonna happen if they stay together.
Sea urchin.
Poisonous. That's poisonous. Please listen to me.
Before you are a man, so you have to take it.
No.
Be like a man.
Yes, I am a man, but that doesn't mean I have to be stupid.
Now said, girl, I'm very secure in my masculinity. Love that for him.
I believe that you don't have to take unnecessary risks to be a man.
Matilda tells Niles there's over 200 people coming to their wedding, and personally, that sounds like a migraine. I cannot imagine.
It's more than 200 people over there. It's a whole lot. My mom's family, friends, pastors, they are coming to our wedding.
200 people? Not including y'all. Oh my word. Niles asks what the marriage process is in her country, and she explains that it starts with the knocking ceremony. I'm trying to figure out how he's supposed to do the knocking ceremony whenever he's supposed to have his family with him, but his family isn't with him, nor are any friends or anyone like that. So are you really expecting the marriage and like you're just fine with him not having his people there, or what's up? I have questions.
The first thing you have to do is the knocking ceremony. You have to come with your people and seek permission from my family.
Niles asks what the bride price is, and Matilda says, don't worry about all of that. My mama and my uncle are taking care of it. We're good. Let's enjoy our time together.
As Matilda is explaining the knocking ceremony and that there are 200 people plus showing up for the wedding, I think we're past the point of snowballing here.
Niles takes Matilda shopping. Niles started smelling dust on the way, and then my partner's gonna say, he swear he you. Why are you attacking me? Matilda wants to get a nice skirt for knocking day. Niles tells her before she starts to really get into shopping to please understand he might not be able to buy everything.
Just understand that I may not be able to buy every single thing.
Niles says that Matilda may have a different idea of what his financial situation is, and I want to know why that is. Have you told her something otherwise, or is it just because she's used to you sending her money and so she thinks that you have more than you do?
Matilda may have a different idea of my money situation than what's actually the case. I don't know if she thinks all Americans are rich, but I'm certainly not.
Matilda's skirt is $80, and Niles says,
How much?
I let it go for about $40.
$40?
but then he remembered he still has yet to tell her that he wants to propose the wedding, so he goes ahead and buys it for her anyways. Niles then takes Matilda to get her nails done and sneaks off to buy her a ring.
I'll be back.
Babe, where are you going? This is your first time in Ghana.
I know, but don't worry. I have my GPS, okay?
Niles has already proposed over the phone, but he wants to propose in person to really solidify it, and also maybe at the same time let Matilda know he wants to postpone the wedding.
I'm thinking that around the same time I present this ring to her, it could be a good idea to tell Matilda that we need to postpone the wedding.
I don't think that's the best idea. My justice thing, I forgot what it's called, but it is rearing its head right now. Because, Niles, imagine someone setting you up for a beautiful new life in a new country that you've always wanted to move to. They propose marriage to you. They come to your country to visit you and to have a wedding so y'all can get married. You love them deeply. They love you deeply. And your wedding is supposed to take place within the next, 2 weeks? We'll say about 2 weeks. Then they propose to you in person. And right when you're feeling swept up in love and adoration, being so excited because your person's finally here and you're finally about to start your new life together, they tell you that they need to postpone the wedding. I think I would flip my shit. And I don't have anger issues. Niles finds a ring that's really nice for Matilda. Niles says Matilda is everything he thought she would be and more. And he hopes that this ring lets her know that he's serious about their proposal and about marrying her. He just needs more time.
I'm seeing more and more that a real, true, happily ever after is possible. I just hope she can understand that ring is a promise for me to come back and marry her.
I hope she hears him out and agrees. But I hope they don't break up. But I totally understand her if they do. Oh, Niles, I'm so emotionally invested in their relationship that it makes no sense whatsoever. I really want them to work out, and I really want him. I wish he would have been upfront with her, because we could just be having fun. We could just be having fun with them and like enjoying their relationship and watching their relationship grow and seeing what happens. But no. Just because I'm a man, that doesn't mean I have to be stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid. Niles, I love you dearly, as much as I can for you being a TV person. But Niles, this is stupid. This is something a dumb man would do. Don't disappoint me.
Before tonight ends, I must tell Matilda the truth.
You are disgracing me right now. I need to go home, please. I need to go home.
Vanja and Bojo. I'm gonna give it one more episode before I call him the American spelling of his name, because let's check. We meet Vanja. She's 41. She's from Orlando. She's a belly dancer, and I can only think of the last belly dancer that we had on here that her man seemed like he really didn't like her like that. And it really feels like history is repeating itself. But we'll wait until we meet him. She has 4 careers.
In addition to dancing, I'm a professional permanent makeup artist. I'm a vegan baker, and I'm a medical sales rep. I work day and night, but I don't mind it. I have my own house, my own car. She got her own house. She got her own car.
11 years ago, she got engaged on the Great Wall of China. How sweet. But then after that, she and her fiance started arguing, and she just couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I knew exactly where this was going before she even got to the end then one day. But then one day, she went to her fiance's house, and he was on the couch kissing another woman. Do you have a case? Do you have a case in Florida? We'll be understanding if you do. I get it. I don't know about everybody else, but I get it. Her fiance was clearly living a double life, and it's been hard for her to trust men ever since. I wonder if Belgia's gonna help with that. She's originally from Bosnia, and 8 months ago, she took a solo trip home to reconnect with her culture and get her groove back. She visited multiple cities she'd never been to, and finally ended up in Split.
I went to Serbia, Bosnia, Slovenia, and Croatia, and I ended up in Split.
The night she was there, she swiped on Bozo. See, that one was an accident.
I was swiping through a dating app, and it was like, whoa, my God, absolute perfection.
Setting the bar pretty low.
When she said, I've never dated an athlete, I immediately said, they're usually whores. And look how right I was proven immediately. Bojo didn't respond to her swiping on his profile until it was already time for her to leave, but they continued to talk anyway and continued the relationship for the past 8 months. Bojo is allegedly funny and is so different from the guys Vanja has been with before, and she can't wait to go and visit him and meet him. Vanja meets up with Fabiana, her friend of 17 years, and Fabiana runs it down immediately.
Vanja is amazing, but she's been through a lot in her past relationships.
She says Vanja has been through a lot in her past relationships, and she's been there to console her through all of it. I feel like there's more of that to come.
I have held her crying, sobbing, running mascara for many years. My hope is that, more days smiling, fewer days crying.
Fabiana tells Vanja she's excited for her, but she's also concerned because Bojo has been on bullshit in the past. It's not like the relationship has been smooth sailing. It has been an online-only relationship, and for only 8 months. Girl, grown woman, if you don't leave this motherfucker alone.
I just want to make sure that you've really, evaluated every side of this, because it's not like it's been smooth sailing with this guy. Like, you already know that he's capable of hurting you because he already has hurt you.
A few months into the relationship, her words, not mine, I don't think they were in a relationship, but we'll get to that. Vanja was planning a trip to go visit Bojo when he started to act strange and wasn't as communicative as he had been.
I get a phone call from Bojo and he just says, Vanja, I can't see you anymore. I'm seeing somebody here. Sorry. And that was it.
I'm stuck and trying to figure out why you're going to see an online-only boyfriend that you've only known for 6 months that very suddenly dumped you for the next woman. Why wasn't he blocked from being able to contact you in any form or fashion immediately?
This was a man that I cared so much about. I'm planning this entire future out with him, and it's devastating.
You were planning a future with him, and he was still out here dating. Were you in a relationship? You used the word relationship earlier, and I'm trying to see if this is something that you just decided that y'all were in, or this is something that y'all had a conversation about and decided that you were exclusive. It feels to me that Bojo just thought Vanja was a texting buddy when he wanted attention. He was still out here dating other women in real life.
Yes, that was a horrible thing, but the way that...
But what? The fuck you mean, but? He left you for another woman while y'all were allegedly planning a future. But what, girl?
A couple of months later, he texted me and he said, I'm no longer with the other girl and I would really like to work on this again.
You let that man dump you. Go test the waters. Spin the block after it didn't work out with his local girl. You're 41. You know better. You know damn well better. Vanja says she doesn't want to live a life of what ifs, so that's the reason why she accepted Bojo back. That's the dumbest reason.
You don't even know anything about this other woman. Like, what, who is she? How do you know they're not still talking?
I don't know. That's why I want to go there and see.
How you gonna see that? You just going over there for a little bit. He can tell her he's going out of town for all you know.
But you know how hard it is for me to find somebody that I like. He encompasses all the things that I really love. So I'm not letting this one go.
You should. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and this one stinks. Throw it back. Fabiana says Vanja likes to go after men that seem to fit a checklist, and she doesn't do her due diligence when it comes to finding out the nitty-gritty. So after she's already attached, that's when all the nasty stuff starts to come out.
She doesn't do a lot of due diligence, and a lot of really nasty stuff sort of gets uncovered, but after she's very attached.
Therapy. For more reasons than one, but therapy. She hit the nail right on the head when she said Vanja is much more serious than Bojo is. Correct.
It doesn't sound like he's as serious as you are.
Again, I feel like he just thinks you're a texting buddy that he can go to for attention whenever he doesn't have a local girl that can give him that attention. However, we also don't know what lies, or I'm not gonna say lies, we don't know what else, other stories he could be feeding her and like what he could be telling her to make her think these things. We don't know. She kind of confirmed it whenever she said that he tells her that he loves her.
He says that he loves me. We talk about potential of marriage. So I hope that this just ends up being a small little blip in our big story of love.
And they talk about the potential of marriage. What does that mean? Whenever he's talking about marrying you, what does he say exactly? Is he saying, yes, I definitely want to marry you one day, or once, we figure out this location thing, we're definitely going to be together in the future? Or is he saying, yeah, I could see myself marrying you? Because there's a big difference, sister.
If I lose him again, I just don't know how I would recover.
Fabiana knows Vanja is delusional. You can see it all over her face. But she's there to support her friend.
I hope you're right. Yeah, because I love you and I want you to be happy.
Thank you.
Later in the episode, Vanja's cousin comes over and we see she also thinks he's full of shit.
I have doubts about Bojo just due to the past of him breaking up with her for another relationship, but I still support her.
Bojo is allegedly a successful basketball player, but he still lives with his mother and aunt. So the cousin's like, what's up with that? How are you successful, but you're still living with your mother and aunt?
I'm pretty sure he was trying to save up. He's going to be getting an apartment soon.
He's a basketball player. He's successful. Like, does he get paid playing?
He's a basketball player in Croatia, okay? It's not like he plays for the NBA.
Vanja says her friends call her the sticks camel. I don't think anyone calls her that. Her reasons for not being sexually active make total sense though.
Camels can go.
They get to discussing their childhood, and my God, where Bojo lives wasn't affected as badly or as long, but his family was still affected by the war too. So they both understand that feeling. Bojo could potentially hurt her again, but she can't give up because he's everything she's been looking for in a guy. I challenge you with one simple question. Is he though? Because I'm pretty sure loyalty, after all the trauma you've been through with your ex-fiance, I'm pretty sure loyalty is high on that list, and he hasn't been loyal to you. Just a thought.
I made this custom-made air freshener with a picture of the two of us there.
I understand the air freshener. I get it. I'm head ass like that too, but with a person that deserves it, and he doesn't. Vanja says she's never met a man like Bojo before. I swear to you, you have met at least 22 men just like him. Exactly like him. Vanja wearing heels all the time. Good for her. I could literally never.
Time to go.
Wearing this to the airport.
Yes, I'm wearing this to the airport. I wear heels all the time, including when I'm flying.
Vanja calls Bojo to say hi to him before she boards her 17 hours worth of flights, and he does not answer the phone. She is anxious as hell trying to reach him because remember, whenever he started talking to the other local girl, he wasn't answering her calls and being as communicative as he normally was.
I have a bad feeling about the fact that I've been reaching out all day and he's not picking up or answering my texts because of what happened in the past.
This is exactly why you should not have taken him back. Look at how anxious you are. In an airport crying because this man did not answer his phone and he knows you're coming, but you haven't talked to him all day. He's not worth all this fear and anxiety. To be honest with you, he's not even worth the 17-hour trip.
I would call and he wouldn't pick up the phone, and all of a sudden it came out that he was seeing someone else. And especially on a day like this, I mean, I'm literally boarding a plane to go see him.
You don't trust him at all. You're worried about him even meeting you at the airport.
Well, hopefully when I get there, Bojo will be at the airport waiting for me. Handshaking.
Next episode, we find out Vanja is a liar because Bojo is not funny. And also, his mother doesn't know that Vanja fucking exists, even though he allegedly wants to marry her. So this is going to be fun.
My mom would be thrilled about Vanja, but she doesn't know that Vanja exists.
Lock this motherfucker up, and I mean now.
You need to be locked up, away from decent, normal people.
I knew Brian was bad, but I didn't think he was this bad. Ingrid feels like things are finally going well between her and Brian since he met her kids. So she takes him to meet her friends. After they go out with her friends, she plans to go back to the hotel to spend the night with him. Did y'all see that man f***ing up with the fushigi? That's the only good part of their scenes this episode. Like, Ingrid told her friends that Brian is in a wheelchair to give them a heads up, and she's curious to see how they're going to react to him.
Okay?
Ok. Só que segura a cadeira para não passar para trás. Se passa, tá? Vou segurar minha perna.
When Brian told Ingrid to hold his chair, like was demanding her to do stuff, my partner immediately said, please. And exactly, baby, because why the fuck are you constantly demanding this woman around, telling her to do this and that? You can't say a simple please, thank you. He's been demanding her to do things since night one, and I hate it.
I'm excited about dinner with her friends. I came to Garupi with the intentions of getting into Ingrid's life, being a part of who she is.
Weaseling your way in, you mean? The friends are welcoming to Brian because of course they are. Villainy asks if Brian is staying at Ingrid's house, and he explains, no, I'm staying at a hotel. She comes and sees me though, and we go around town and explore the town together. Brian starts talking to Ingrid's friends and volunteers the most unnecessary information that he's introduced since telling Ingrid about his catheter on night one.
15 anos, na começa até hoje. Namorei com brasileira. Normalmente chega no Brasil, já tô na cama da primeira noite com pessoa, pá.
What would even make you divulge that information? Have you no sense of self-awareness whatsoever? What would make you think let me sit down across from these Brazilian women who you once again just met for the first time and who are friends of the woman you allegedly love and want to be with. Why would you sit there and tell them that you usually have pussy on standby waiting for you when you land? I want them to bring an ex of Brian's on the way that they do on Love Island UK, like when a boy messes around, like fools around in Casa and goes back to his world that he had at the villa. I want them to bring one of Brian's exes on and her and Ingrid chit chat. I have a lot of questions. Tell me that that wouldn't just top this fuckery off. You know it would. Exactly. Ingrid is rightfully turned off. Later boner gone. Exactly.
Brian contou que dormia com a mulher na primeira noite. Isso foi uma informação muito nova pra mim.
Then says, well, it seems like he had a change of heart and now he wants something serious with me. You're not special, baby. Let me tell you here now. You're not special. And that man is 50 something years old. He's not just now deciding I want to settle down. He found a woman who was fine as hell that he thought, yeah, like I can bag that one. And you're letting him.
Ganhou na Mega Sena acumulada. Mega Sena do Brasil, do Brasil.
Tá bom, vou ficar com o bilhete. Guarda.
You're too young and fine for this. I don't understand. He hasn't changed at all. You are just the next victim. Brian is hoping that since Ingrid's friends are encouraging the relationship, that means tonight they'll hunch on each other.
Ingrid's friends are encouraging us to be together, and it seems like she's definitely more like open to it. So I'm hoping that tonight would be finally the night that we get to the intimate level of our relationship.
They go back to the hotel room and Brian presents her with the super thoughtful gift of red lingerie. And he just sounds so scummy while doing so.
Então, eu sei que já tá atrasado do dia, tá muito tarde, tá tudo, mas eu tenho os presentes pra você.
Ingrid says she and Brian have never really discussed sex, but now that they're in such a good place, thanks to him meeting her kids and friends and impressing them, she feels like they can give it a try. She comes out of the bathroom clearly uncomfortable wearing this lingerie in front of the camera. Brian doesn't give a fuck. Brian starts rubbing on Ingrid, and that's when I turn my head and look away until I hear that little doo-doo, like the breaking news sound. So I'm thinking, y'all were just hot and heavy. Production left so y'all can finally screw. What the f could you be arguing about? Coercion. That's what.
I didn't have a condom, so I decided to offer oral sex. But once I went to go kiss her stomach, she basically hand in the face, like, nope, stop.
Brian thought if he ate a little, then Ingrid would change her mind and let him hit raw.
It's my fault that I didn't have a condom and I wasn't ready for that. But for her to shut everything down and end the way it did, it hurt me. It hurt me.
You are not a fucking victim, sir. You are a whack-ass weirdo. Why in the entire fuck are you trying to raw a woman you just met? Ingrid is safely in the car with producers telling her side of the story. When she asked Brian if he had a condom, he said, no, let me eat you out though. And she said no. When she said no, he got mad and he left. Brian is telling on himself and he does not realize it. And he does this every episode and he does not realize he's saying what he's saying. But I'm so glad everybody sees through his bullshit.
I thought I was going somewhere with everything. I was feeling good with meeting the kid and meeting the friends and checking all the boxes and doing everything and checking all the boxes.
He was just trying to check the boxes necessary to fuck. That was it. You weren't gonna just stop at oral. I know that, she knows that, you know that. Ingrid knew that. And that's why she turned your creepy ass down. I say all the time, women offer men pussy on a silver platter and they will find a way to f it up at the 9th hour every single time. It's worrying. You couldn't calm down enough to go get a condom or ask her if she could, it would be too cumbersome for you to do so. You couldn't just wait until the next day when the store was open if the stores were closed and then go get one and then try this again a bit later. You were that mad. Also, why don't you have condoms? You know you've been trying to fuck her. You know you've been wanting to since night one, and you don't have any protection whatsoever. You were just gonna hit raw. You were never gonna bring a condom up unless she did. And you don't know this lady. Brian says he's always worried about how women see him and if they see the possibility of anything with him. So you are not a victim. Nobody is on your side.
É muita pressão no meu psicológico. Eu não preciso disso, não. Não mesmo.
Correct, Ingrid. Correct. You do not need this bullshit in your life. Let him go. Speaking of women who need to let a man go, Loren and Faith. Why are they even talking? I'm getting angry. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done.
Oh, hello. Did you want to come in, or? I'm not comfortable to go inside. I think we can go outside, maybe in the park.
Faith goes to Loren's room and they go to a park to talk. Loren says he's ready to be monogamous if Faith even wants to continue the relationship.
I want to meet him tonight because I just want to listen his side.
Faith, you've waited many years for a man who genuinely loves you, but sister, this man ain't it. That man does not love you. He loves the thought of you. He loves the idea of you. There is no side of his that you need to hear. He already showed you who he was when he acted so repugnantly. Loren is infuriating. Just look at him. Faith asks what's been going on, and Loren tells her that he went to the clinic and got prescribed medication, so in 7 days his STD should be gone. Faith says Loren having the STD to begin with is alarming. Loren says he knows and that they're in this situation because he messed up, but still finds a way to not take full accountability. Even now.
We're in this situation because I messed up, but I felt like I was communicating that I was sleeping with people. But clearly you didn't understand that.
He knew then and still knows now. Faith did not know what sleep with people meant. Faith didn't know what you meant by sleepovers. He refuses to take full accountability for his actions, knowing that she thought they were in a monogamous relationship and he never gave her reason to think otherwise. Faith asked Loren if every time he said he was sleeping over someone's house, that meant he was having sex with them. And he says not every time, but once a week at least. Once a week for 6 months. At least 24 times that he's cheated on you. At least. And I'm quite sure it wasn't always with this lady. So there's that.
Why are you having sex with others? But you always say you love me.
$1 million question. If you're fucking these other people, why are you telling me you love me? Loren doesn't answer that. He just says, I love you and I won't cheat on you again. Says a man who will absolutely cheat on you again. Given the first fucking chance. Absolutely.
I do love you. And I do care about you. I don't plan on doing it again. The rest of my life, only with you.
I don't really don't know.
Faith, you don't feel it. Let him go. We're tired. The next day, they're supposed to go meet Faith's family in her hometown.
They pay for our expenses to travel to my hometown tomorrow. They wouldn't want me to be with someone who would treat me like this.
She doesn't know how she can introduce him as her boyfriend under these circumstances. You should still go on the trip. And then once all of you, your cousins, your entire family are sitting down at dinner with Loren, you should then bring it up and tell them that he cheated on you and he caught an STD in the process and basically tried to give it to you because he tried to sleep with you immediately, and just let them jump him. Yeah, that seems like a great idea to me. And then let him go back home to the US and you just act like this shit never happened.
So you don't want to introduce his boyfriend?
For now.
Hopefully I can become boyfriend again. And then one day, real fiancé.
Yeah, you must approve it.
Loren has already proven himself, sister. Please. He's proven himself to be a lying ass, cheating ass, ugly ass scrap of a man. who doesn't even have money to offer. If he was doing all this and has money to offer you and was actually going to take you to America, maybe I can understand you putting up with so much bullshit. But girl, none of what you want is on the table except him saying he's going to be faithful to you. Why are we here, sister? Faith should have canceled the trip to see her family. Stop the embarrassment here. Don't let this man embarrass you further, and damn sure don't let him embarrass you now in front of your family. This could just be a little blip, and they could see it on TV if they so happen to watch it. I swear to you, there are much better men out there that are truly for you, not this fetishist freak.
I'm hoping he's still the Loren I have feelings for. Because right now, I feel like I don't know him.
You don't know him. He has more than proven that to you. Leave him. The next episode, Loren is off to meet Faith's family and lying. I'm glad that she peeped that he is absolutely just telling her what she wants to hear, because what fucking money is he gonna buy a house with? He's homeless.
Loren needs to regain my trust, but I worry he could just be telling me things I want to hear.
I give some money, buy your family a house. Would you want that?
Next episode, the Vanja and Sunny foolishness comes to a head. I'm guessing that they're gonna break up.
Bring your ex here, Gibbon. You out of your mind.
I don't want to lose
Don't
you.
even touch me. Go touch your ex-boyfriend.
And that's what's gonna lead to us meeting the next couple. I'm sorry if I was like looking at the wall a bit this episode. I am annoyed greatly with everyone, honestly. I'm about to go hit this and relax. I'm sorry this came out so late. The next one will not take as long, I pray. I'm getting my flow now, so the next one should definitely not take as long as this one took to come out. Can't wait to see what happens next. Also, let me know what other reality TV shows you guys would like for me to cover, because I have a few in mind. And since like I'm finally getting this flow down, I like to cover other shows. So yeah. Bye.